What is going on, guys? How you guys doing? This is another Mr. Tasty food review, I think number 7. I'm gonna run out of fingers eventually, so I'm probably just gonna have to say the word 7.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for
And today I am reviewing a particularly interesting breakfast item that I think a lot of you have already known. But first, before we get into the review, I'm gonna have to change it to something a little bit more comfortable. One of my favorite breakfast items of all time. I only get a Krispy Kreme, I think, once every 2 months, something like that. It's very rare. It's a really good treat for me, and I haven't been there in a while. And I saw Krispy Kreme, a location driving to work the other day. I was like, oh, Krispy Kreme, I think I'll do a review on donuts. And one of the most iconic donuts, if you will, is this box that we all love and know very well. And as you can see, this morning I got a dozen donuts. So before we get into my review and my grading, location and quality and price and convenience and all that, I thought I'd take the time to tell you a little bit about Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme has been around for a long time. Since like 1937. It was invented by some guy named Vernon Rudolph. I think that's what his name is, in North Carolina, Salem, North Carolina. I think that's correct. And he wanted to open up his own, I think, convenience store selling donuts. And then next thing you know, he talked to this guy, this architect guy that designed the famous Krispy Kreme logo for him. And then after 1937, when he started making donuts, everybody and their mother started coming in and wanting the pastries late at night. And the one thing I like most about Krispy Kreme is the branding. It's not just like a Dunkin' Donuts. It's more than that, because if you go into a Krispy Kreme, there's a big throwback. You kind of feel like you're going back in time a little bit, because the buildings are they're modern buildings, but it feels like you're going back in time when you walk in. You get that big coffee smell, donut smell, bakery kind of thing. You see the conveyor belt in the back working the donuts, the ice machine, the icing machine, the drive-through, the coffee makers and all that. So it's a really delight going in there and getting donuts. The staff are super friendly, especially where I live. And a few other things with Krispy Kreme I'll bring up in just a moment, but I kind of wanted to share with you some of the new donuts that they have there, a limited time offer donuts for Krispy Kreme. So this isn't my fault, it's just, it came like this. I didn't get hungry on the drive home and took a bite or anything like that. It just came like halfway. So anyways, some of the new items you see here, I'll point them out. If you go to the actual website, Krispy Kreme website, there's like 50 different varieties of donuts that Krispy Kreme has. They're really interesting, and they'll, if you download the Krispy Kreme app on your phone, they can actually give you updates on new releases, such as that bad boy right there, which is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Donut, and a few other ones as well, such as the Oreo cookie one, but I think that one's gone. I think somebody already ate it. So we have classics here, like the classic maple, maple donut. We got chocolate. We have a filled cinnamon sugar one here. We got a filled raspberry, which is really good. We have a blueberry glaze, and of course we have strawberry sprinkled. You can get a bunch of stuff there, but I just got a dozen real quick. But I'd say the most famous donut that they're known for is just the regular glazed donut. This is what everybody lines up for, especially when Krispy Kreme opens up a new location. You got people lining up just to get it. And most of the time, if you get a dozen donuts, a lot of people there just give you a sample for free if you ask for one. They're super nice. And it's very light. This is one of the most iconic donuts of pretty much of all time. And the reason why is because it's very, very light and fluffy. I'll go ahead and take a bite for you guys. It like disintegrates in your mouth. There's like nothing to it. It like melts. It's so light and airy. It's not a traditional like heavy classic donut you sometimes see They have like really a lot of carbs, a lot of dough to it. Krispy Kreme is so light and airy. They're so good. They're so good. And a little bit about this donut in particular. Krispy Kreme actually has an app. You can go to your app store or however you get apps on your, your iPhone or your Samsung, and it's called the I think it's called the Red Light app. And what that is if you download the app, it'll give you notifications of when they actually make these, so you can actually come in and get them really, really hot. They're 10 times better when they're warm than, let's say, when you get them, when they've been sitting in a box like mine have for like the past hour. But they're still really, really good. But they're twice as good when they're warmed up, when they're hot. So let's go to the, that was the classic donut. They're really, really light and airy and then delicious. I'm going to take a bite of the limited edition one. That bad boy. It's supposed to be, it's a regular sized donut. Kind of like thick, like a hockey puck. An inch tall. And it's got chocolate on top there. And it has, nut sprinkles with like a, either a caramel, I think it's a peanut butter kind of drizzle. So it's supposed to taste like a peanut butter cup. We'll find out. See the filling? It's like a peanut butter buttercream filling. Pretty good. It wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be. Pretty light in terms of the cream filling here. As a kind of a light peanut butter essence. I think the top layer of peanut butter and chocolate is the strongest flavor of this particular donut. So we're just going to put that down because that is that's pretty dense. Pretty dense donut. It'll fill you up pretty quick. Take a bite of the maple. See how the maple tastes. I'm guessing it tastes like maple. We'll find out. Okay, so this is basically like the regular donut that I just told you about, but with maple icing on top. I don't know how they ice their donuts, but it's just like, it's like perfectly iced. I think if they do it like a machine, an icing machine. Can I get one for my garage, please? Yeah, so this is just a regular donut with the maple icing on top, and I think the pink one, the pink sprinkled one, is kind of the same. It looks a little bit denser. It looks like a different, they have a different type of donut that they use for their bases. Like these donuts here, I want to say are the same base, and like that donut is a different base. These, this one fell apart. These two donuts are the same base. So they have like different donuts for like different varieties of what they're gonna do. I think they start from the foundation donut and then they build up from there. This is the blueberry crumble one, really tasty. That one's actually really good. Some of the lesser known donuts that Krispy Kreme has, I think, are really tasty. People tend to go for the original glaze, which is really good in its own right. But this one was located at the bottom of the rack. I was like, I'll try one of those. He goes, okay, they're pretty good. This one, if you want to know what it tastes like a blueberry muffin, just like a blueberry muffin, but with like icing on it. Really good. A lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be heavy, a lot light. Okay. Just so you know, if you're wondering, these are very, very, very sweet donuts. Some donuts that you get aren't that sweet, but if you're not really a super sweet person for breakfast, I would try to stay away from Krispy Kreme because they do offer a lot of delicious treats. So I'm gonna take a bite here of the strawberry sprinkled one. Okay. I have some donuts. This makes me kind of mad. Not Krispy Kreme, but just in general. You know, some donuts that have like the icing, but it's just coloring. It's not really flavoring. This is flavoring. So the strawberry, you can actually taste the strawberry. It's not just color icing you put on a regular donut. It's actual strawberry icing. Very tasty. Highly recommended. So let me just clean up here. You do get kind of sticky, so I forgot my water. I got my water this time. I remember my water from the last video. I came prepared. Of course, it's like half empty. My teeth hurt. Ugh. Very sweet. Okay. So let's go ahead and close the box here, so I can move on with the review and give you guys a little bit of a breakdown on Krispy Kreme in general and how I feel about it. Although you pretty much already know about me wearing the hat. They give these hats to you, by the way. You walk in there and there's like hats all over the place. There's a lot of brochures here telling you about the company, what you can do. Excuse me, downloading the app, so you get the red light app that lets you know when the hot and fresh ready original donuts are available. I think you can get them like 4 or 5 times a day. You can actually call and reserve your donuts, which I think is unique and distinctive to the company. They do a lot of fundraising, which I thought was pretty neat. Got that brochure this morning. Basically, you can actually get a bunch of donuts and do fundraising for profits. You can do your own business. I think Krispy Kreme in general is a subsidiary, which means they're part of a parent company, which I think bought Krispy Kreme out recently in 2016, last year. I think it was a German company. I forget the exact name of it. It's like GAB. It's like 3 letters in holdings, called Holdings, Investment Holdings. But an interesting thing about the parent company that owns Krispy Kreme, they actually own several other restaurants as well. They own Keurig Green Mountain Coffee, Caribou Coffee. They own Pete's Coffee. They own Panera Bread. And they own a few other brands that I think stick to the coffee breakfast kind of sandwich realm of things. And yeah, Krispy Kreme, they're very well versed in their marketing. They're very well versed in their company. They have delicious products. They have a lot of variety. And when I was there this morning, they actually have a Keurig, their coffee brand. They have the Krispy Kreme coffee brand, which I thought was really neat because I have a Keurig. So I don't have that available to drink right now. I just got in there, got my donuts and left. But I did get some pamphlets, some brochures here that tell you a little bit about what you can do with Krispy Kreme at your next business meeting. Apps, keeping up with the times. They're pretty tech-savvy people. Super friendly. So let's just get into the review itself. The donuts, I think, are unique and distinctive. They're not as unique and distinctive as, let's say, like a small mom and pop store that actually have those like specialty donuts. I know some places have like bacon maple bars like that. They have like really special ingredients. Krispy Kreme is, I want to say, the top of the chain donut places. Its closest competitor, I'm guessing, is going to be Dunkin' Donuts. Now, what sets them apart, I think, Dunkin' Donuts has some really good donuts too, and really good coffee. And they also have a Keurig, Dunkin' Donuts does, but this is about Krispy Kreme. And so the review, so convenience. Krispy Kreme is all over the place. They're getting A+ for convenience. Why? Simply because if you look on the main website, like I was just at like 5 minutes ago, they're opening up at new locations in like London and like Colombia, South America. They're all over the map. They're like almost in every single state. Of course, they opened up, I think, on the Midwest, North Carolina, or East Coast. So it didn't really come out to California for a long time. But I remember the first Krispy Kreme donut experience that I had was actually, I think one of my friends back in the day, and during high school, he actually worked there. So he told me a little bit about it, and he told me he liked working there, and it was fun. I guess it's a good job for people just entering the job market, or actually people that own Krispy Kreme franchise. But it's a private company now, so I don't think it's franchised. Quality. The quality is pretty high. I would say that they're pretty innovative with their products. Of course, their original glaze, I think, is the top of the normal donut range. The other flavors, I think, are on par with other donut places. Like I said, a lot of the specialty donuts coming out during the seasons. You got that Reese's peanut butter donut, which is unique. You got that Oreo cream filled donut that was really good. And of course, other flavors that are, also really good. They have a lot of variety. So when you go into a Krispy Kreme, you actually can get iced coffee, iced drinks. I don't think they make sandwiches yet. That might be something that they're, looking into. I don't know the marketing team at Krispy Kreme. They have coffee bags actually available that you can take home and make Krispy Kreme coffee. Like I said earlier, they have the Keurig, which is really unique. Other than that, it's a great experience. So if you've never been to a Krispy Kreme, go to a Krispy Kreme. I don't know how late they're open, but I think their drive-thru was open till like 2 a.m., something like that, something crazy. Because people, I think when they stop drinking on the weekends, or like 1:30 when you get out of the bar, I guess they want some munchies. They go and go through the drive-thru. So what else? Price. I pay about $12 for a dozen. So it's I wouldn't say average. I would say a little bit above average for a donut. Let's say. I think certain places like mom and pop places can offer you a cheaper alternative. However, that's not going to be Krispy Kreme because you do pay for the name. So convenience is high, price is high, quality is pretty good. So overall, I do recommend Krispy Kreme. If you haven't been there, try them out. Of course, you don't want to eat too much Krispy Kreme because they are donuts, as a matter of fact. But I think that's it for this review. I'm thinking about uploading another review either in the next couple of days or this weekend. So stay tuned. This is Mr. Tasty number 7, Krispy Kreme.